Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the penultimate day of National Poetry Month. In celebration of the second to last day of National Poetry Month, I'm going to read from the complete works of William Shakespeare. This is a book in our collection that contains all of his plays, poems, and sonnets. And I am actually going to read from a collection of sonnets in the back called Sonnets to Sundry Notes of Music. I'm not going to read them all because it's quite a bit, but I am going to read, I'm going to start with number 5. Live with me and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that hills and valleys, dales and fields, and all the craggy mountains yields. There we will sit upon the rocks and see the shepherds feed their flocks, by shallow rivers by whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. There will I make thee a bed of roses with 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers and a kirtle embroidered all with leaves of myrtle, a belt of straw and ivy buds with coral clasps and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, then live with me and be my love. Love's answer. If that the world and love were young, and truth in every shepherd's tongue, these pretty pleasures might me move to live with thee and be thy love. And I'm going to go back to the beginning and actually read, it's number 2. They're not named, it's just number 2. On a day, alack the day, love whose month was ever May, spied a blossom passing fair, playing in the wanton air. Through the velvet leaves the wind, all unseen, gan passage find, that the lover, sick to death, wished himself the heaven's breath. Ere, quoth he, thy cheeks may blow, ere would I might triumph so. But, alas, my hand hath sworn, ne'er to pluck thee from thy thorn. Vow, alack, for youth unmeet, youth so apt to pluck a sweet. Thou for whom Jove would swear, Juno but an Ethiop were, and deny himself for Jove, turning mortal for thy love. And then finally, going back to the sonnets. Sonnets, and the sonnets are dedicated to the only begetter of these ensuing sonnets, Mr. W.H., all happiness, and that eternity promised by our ever-loving poet, wisheth the well-wishing adventurer in setting forth. Look in thy glass and tell the face thou viewest. Now is the time that face should form another, whose fresh repair if now thou not renewest. Thou dost beguile the world, unbless some mother. For where is she so fair, whose unearned womb disdains the tillage of thy husbandry? Or who is he so fond will be the tomb of his self-love to stop posterity? Thou art thy mother's glass, and she in thee calls back the lovely April of her prime. So thou through windows of thine age shall see, despite of wrinkles, this thy golden time. But if thou live, remembered not to be, die single, and thy image dies with thee. And last, not from the stars do I my judgment pluck, yet methinks I have astronomy, but not to tell of good or evil luck, of plagues, of dearths, or seasons' quality. Nor can I fortune to brief minutes tell, pointing to each his thunder, rain, and wind, or say with princes if it shall go well, by oft predict that I in heaven find. But from thine eyes my knowledge I derive, and constant stars in them I read such art, as truth and beauty shall together thrive. If from thyself to store thou wouldst convert, or else of thee I this prognosticate, thy end is truth's and beauty's doom and date. And that is some sonnets from William Shakespeare, and that is from the collection, The Complete Works of William Shakespeare. It is a hefty tome, and the print is very, very small. He was a prolific author and poet and playwright was William Shakespeare. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's selections. Tomorrow's our last day. I've got some special things planned. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy poetry.